G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder with Mags, and I think I'm going to need a shower after this one. This is the XP-55 Ascender. So, the XP-55 has sort of been a talk of topic for the last two patches. It had a flight model buff in patch 1.53, and since then has become commonly accepted as being potentially the most broken aircraft in War Thunder at the moment. Now, up until very recently I didn't have this aircraft, so I could never test it for myself. However, I've had so many requests from you guys to actually take a look at this plane, I finally bit the bullet and picked it up. Now, this is my first fly out in it. We're on the New Guinea map. This is the map where Allies face Japan, Allies start from the runway, Japan, at least all their land-based fighters, get an air spawn. Japan at this battle rating is one of the most powerful nations in the game. They have some incredibly powered and in some cases severely under-tiered aircraft. So under normal circumstances this map would be an incredible challenge to actually take a victory on. The Allies really need to work hard and Japan really needs to make some serious mistakes in order to allow an Allied victory on this map. So I can't actually think of a better way of testing this aircraft out. Now the second thing of course that I need if I'm going to test this aircraft is a benchmark. Thankfully one of those has been provided for me. Now I'm sure most of you guys are subscribed to Squire. About 3 or 4 weeks ago he did a video on the XP-55 himself. He went into a mixed RB battle. I believe it was one of the arcade style ones where everyone gets an air spawn at the start, and he took 6 kills in the XP-55. And I may have given him a little bit of a hard time in the comment section, but don't worry, there was nothing meant by it, it's because he's a mate. In fact, I'm expecting him to get his revenge in the comment sections of this very video. But that one did provide me with a benchmark, so 6 kills is my target here. I need to achieve that at least in this environment, which I think is probably a more challenging one than a fully air-spawned mixed battle. This isn't a challenge between me and Squire, by the way. I'm using the benchmark to try and work out exactly how bad this plane is. So, just to recap, what you are about to watch is my first battle in the XP-55. I have never flown this aircraft prior to this battle, not in combat, not in a test flight. The only thing I did do to this aircraft prior to taking it into this battle was set the cannon belts and the MG belts both to Omni, and I got a custom skin for it because the stock skin on the XP-55 is ugly as sin. This is the Silver Slayer skin for the XP-55 Ascender by Raptorattacker. It's available on live.warthunder.com. As always, links to the skin in the video description. Squire, I think you should probably check this one out. If you take a close look at it, I think you'll realise why. So anyways, custom skin and ammo belts fitted versus Japan at one of Japan's strongest battle ratings on a map that is completely one-sided to Japan. Alright, that's the test environment. Let's see how this thing works. So diving in to make my first pass, I was looking at the F4U momentarily, but I really want to engage this A6M2. My experience with using the Mod 11 against XP-55s has made me wary of them when flying one. So, go to make my first pass, however, I completely misjudged how fast this thing actually accelerates in a dive. I'm not entirely sure what the wing rip point is on this particular aircraft, but I decided not to find out, take the aircraft back into the vertical, roll it over and re-dive. Now, the Zeros have managed to get out of the way, however, there is a Key 44 down here, so I'm going to go for it first, and see if I can get guns on target. It rolls through hard, ducks underneath my guns, pull it through a 12G turn, I can't get myself back on the Key 44, I'm about to overload and lose control, so I'll hold the vertical, and what do you know, it's that F4U that I was looking at earlier on. Okay, well we'll kill him instead. Line up the first shot, he rolls and snaps back in the other direction, take the lead, and there we go, completely shoot off the elevator and the flap off his left wing. That has basically destroyed his aircraft, but we'll put an extra shot in to set him on fire anyway. And that's the first kill of the match. So, first plane down, only 5 more to make par. Quickly snap the plane over, and my god, this thing turns well. You can put this thing into a 9G turn using simple controls. And by the time the fire finally kills the F4U, I've already got guns back on the Zero, critical strike and a fire. That is the Zero out of the match. But there's that Key 44 from before, so take the plane into a high angle loop, roll it over and re-dive directly from above, hit the WEP to accelerate onto target. Key 44 goes into a hard right hand bank, take the lead, easy, shoot off the left wing, bank back in the reverse direction. That is 3. So the next target we have is the A6M2N, the Boat Zero, otherwise known as the Canoe of Destiny. Or at least that's what Grievous calls it. Well, Destiny is coming for you. He does appear to be trying to head towards carriers for some cover at this point. The last time he saw me, I was probably going vertical over that Ki-44. Doesn't even see me coming from behind, take his plane to pieces. There is kill number 4. And at this point, the rest of the Empire of Japan has descended from the clouds above and is beginning to engage in the fight, which is happening at fairly low altitudes. Now that gives us a whole selection of aircraft to engage next. However, I do have a couple of preferences floating around. The Ki-61 is definitely one, but I'm far more interested in that A7M1 Japanese premium. That is actually one of the most powerful aircraft in this battle rating for Japan. Or at least it was one of the most powerful aircraft in this battle rating for Japan. Following through, we move straight into our next target. We have another Ki-44. I get some good hits in, however, only critical damage at this point. So a pretty standard vertical maneuver for me. Take the plane straight into the vertical, aileron roll through in order to prevent an overshoot while maintaining speed and re-dive on the target. I try a blind shot from distance without zooming in, miss the shot, readjust for aim, and there's the second Ki-44 down. Now I take a slight hit from behind. I've just been boomed by another Ki-44. These bloody things are everywhere at the moment. However, the damage was superficial. I've got a yellow engine and a yellow fuselage. It's nothing major. The aircraft's performance has not been affected at all. Now I was going to go for the Ki-61 here, however it got taken out. The P400 takes the kill for that one, however he has to dodge out of the way as another Ki-44. This is a 2 model. Put the 55 on a knife edge, full elevation turn, combat flaps enabled to tighten the turn, keeping the speed up, and this thing really doesn't lose a lot of speed. 325 kilometers an hour and holding stable in this turn. I'm now turning faster than the Ki-44. Turn in sharply again, 2 bursts, missed, it makes a pass at the 400, it dodges out after missing its pass, and I get guns on target and fireball the aircraft. And that's kill number 7. And as the Ki-44 that boomed me earlier on has been taken out, this was the last fighter on the enemy team, so I don't mind spraying a little bit more ammunition in its direction. As it goes down, that is the end of the match. So, not surprisingly, I come in first place for this match with 7 kills. Multi-Strike X3, Professional X3, Shadow Strike Streak X5, Final Blow, the Survivor Epic Award, Terror of the Sky, Balancer, because apparently some of those enemy aircraft were supposed to be more powerful than mine. I drag in 196,377 silver lions, just short of 200,000, and 8,684 research points base, with a premium account, a 5% XP booster, and a 15% silver lion booster currently active. So, yeah. Do you know what the worst part about this match was? I think I could have done better. I think if I'd practiced the plane a little bit more and actually spent some time in it, rather than just doing this all on my first fly out, I potentially could have made that at least an 8 kill match, possibly a 9. There were certain things about how the plane handled that I didn't actually fully understand till I was getting near the end of the match and was starting to throw the plane around more and more aggressively. I didn't actually realise until I did it that this thing could just go into a 9G turn because it felt like it at any time it wanted to. I didn't realise until I did it that the aircraft could go through a 12G pull-up and have absolutely no risk of breaking its own wings. I'm actually very tempted to fly the XP-55 out again, actually fly it out a couple of times and see, as I learn more about what the plane can do with this flight model, see exactly how big a number I can draw down in a realistic battle. How many kills can I actually get in this thing as my experience with it increases? But let me know in the comments if you want to see that or not. Until then, Gaijin, this thing is broke as fuck. Fix your shit. To everybody else, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.